Thanks, Marilyn. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Sarnia Lambton Rebound. And it's a 40th anniversary celebration. My name is Bev Hrdesky, and I've referred to myself for the last 3 months as the new kid on the block because I've just been here since June, and I'm loving every minute of it. The team here is amazing, and our fearless leader, Michelle, is awesome. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to invite Zach Roos to come up and do the land acknowledgement for us.
Sarnia Lambton Rebound recognizes that the land on which we support our youth was stolen from the Chippewa, Ottawa, Potawatomi, and Delaware nations through Treaty 29. We take a moment now to recognize the generational impact on the harm of our local and Indigenous community. We as a staff commit to continue using our privilege to support all youth in our community and support the healing of Indigenous communities through intentional relationships and partnerships. At Rebound, we also add a personal reflection for our land acknowledgements, and at this time, I would like to share mine with you. I think it's important to acknowledge the land, its history, and its connections, because growing up, I lived on Six Nations ancestral territory in my childhood. I never heard the traditional names of the territories. I've since learned these nations are the Mohawk, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, Seneca, and Tuscarora. Indigenous people growing up were talked about as if ancient history. And I presumed in my youthfulness, all indigenous peoples were part of the Six Nations. When I came to Sarnia, my eyes were opened. I had learned it was easier for my childhood school and home to deny Indigenous people their history, their culture, and their importance. And I would like to take this opportunity to commit myself to the struggle against the systems of oppression that have dispossessed Indigenous people of their lands, denied their histories, refused their culture, and kept hidden their communities. That I, in my privilege of existing on this land and working on this land, continue to learn and to grow, and to challenge ignorance, be it my own or others, and share in the responsibility of local Indigenous advocacy. Thank you all for taking that moment with me.
We'd like to welcome our distinguished guests this afternoon and our volunteers, past volunteers and current, board members, and the general public that are here as well. 40 years of Rebound. It's time for celebration to recognize this milestone in our rich history. We are so pleased that you are here with us this afternoon. We thank you for coming, and we know you're going to have lots of fun, and we want to make sure that you learn about Rebound and the programs and the services that we offer. So thank you so much. I'd like to invite Marilyn Gladue, Member of Parliament for Sarnia Lambton, to share some words with us.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to be here. And, you know, interestingly, Rebound has been going for 40 years. I first moved to Sarnia 40 years ago and became a youth leader in this community. And I became aware of the amazing work that Rebound was doing and really changing the path that kids were on, giving them an opportunity to get reset, to get in a new direction. And so if you reflect in 40 years, the hundreds and thousands of lives that have been impacted by all the work the volunteers do, I thank all of you for your commitment. I certainly wish you even more than 40 years of wonderful ministries in the future.
Chair of the United Way here in Sarnia Lambton, and I'm working on his name. I'll have it before the afternoon's out. Your leaders in the Sarnia Police Force sat on the executive of the Sarnia Lambton United Way. At that time, he was a big promoter of Rebound, and his first name was Ernie, but Ernie Ernie Tremaine, the mayor. Leave it to the mayor and I. Anyway, yeah, this is just like, what's that game? They play?
Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit. Anyway, Deputy Chief Tremaine was very instrumental, I know, at that time in the 80s in promoting, in the early 90s, in promoting the Rebound. That was my first experience with it, and I know there's been many, many success stories. I have family in the police service as well, and I see represented here today. We have the police as well here today, and I know they're big supporters of Rebound for the success stories they've been able to have. So again, my congratulations to Rebound on 40 years, and hopefully you'll be here around for another 40 years. I'm not sure I'll still be here 40 years, but I also have an honorarium, and I'd like to present it as well on behalf of
Thank you very much. You want to
my-
just step out first?
yeah, let's step over here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for helping me with Ernie Tremaine's name. It drove me crazy all day. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Kevin Marriott, Warden, County of Lambton, to share some remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Beverly. It is, good afternoon, everyone, and it is an honor to be here as well. It's truly a pleasure to today to be celebrating the remarkable milestone of 40 years of Sarnia Lambton Rebound. On behalf of Lambton County Council, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the entire Rebound team on this incredible achievement. For 4 decades, Rebound has been a cornerstone of support for young people in our community, providing guidance and resources to help them thrive. To the staff, volunteers, and supporters of Rebound, your passion and commitment are truly inspiring. You have made a lasting difference in our community, and we are incredibly proud to have such an impactful organization right here in Sarnia Lambton. Once again, congratulations on this milestone anniversary, and thank you for all you do. Here's to many more years of success and positive change. Thank you. And I also have
Very appreciated.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I'd like to invite Mike Bradley, Mayor of City of Sarnia, to share remarks, please.
I apologize in advance. Because of budget cuts, I don't have anything to present to you. Sorry. And you talked about 40 years ago. I hate to mention, that was my first election, was 40 years ago. And I have to say, with this organization through that time period, the 80s and 90s, along with a few others in this community that started here and went elsewhere, I think that is the most amazing thing about Rebound, how that became the model. Many other places in this country. That is remarkable. And then to stand the test of time as a nonprofit is also remarkable, because in today's times, it is very, very challenging. Where's Sarah? Sarah? I just want to get this on the record. I was at a dinner with her about 3 weeks ago, and Mr. Eloquence put his foot in the mouth by saying a certain charity, not this one, was my favorite, was my favorite charity. My favorite charity. The rest of the night, every 15 minutes, I got, who's your favorite charity? So I just want to respond by saying, Rebound. And I want to close by, again, it's self-evident how much love is in this building, how much love is in this organization, with all the people that have come out here today to share their memories. And it's amazing looking at all those pictures. I saw one of Don Cook when he was 12. And I'm looking forward to hearing Don, because here's a good example of a great citizen. End of story.
Sarah? I think you should do the honors, because you promised him this at the dinner party. Yes.
Just
celebrating my husband Wayne's retirement from the city, and the mayor was at our table, and I told him he was gonna be the beneficiary of a t-shirt. So, if he came today, he would get a Rebound t-shirt.
Wear it proudly.
I will. What I may do at council meetings is wear this and say, if you don't behave, this is gonna happen to you.
Oh. We're a place for all kids. Thank you.
And you should also tell them you were just waiting for the birth of.
My granddaughter.
Yes.
And she's
Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Don Cook, former Rebound board member, volunteer, staff member, and just an all-around great guy.
Thank you. What an honor it is to be here, to be able to say a few words about this excellent, excellent organization. As I was kind of thinking what I was going to say, and they only said I could have 2 minutes, but I noticed that you all have been very generous, and I might ramble a little bit beyond that. But anyway, what a great thing. My role here today is to talk a little bit about how it began. A lot of you here know all about that. It started back in 1984 when the government passed the law that they were going to do alternative measures, the act that came through, and the way they were doing probation and so forth was not working as well as they had hoped. And so they were looking for communities to come up with a plan. And so my best friend, Barry Symington, who was the head of the youth bureau at that time, was given that responsibility by his chief to come up with a plan of how we would do this alternative measures. So that led to Sunday morning at our church, and a fellow by the name of Terry Fitzgerald, who was at that time, I think, the marketing and sales manager for Polysar or Polymer, one of those, and had just come back from Jefferson City in the States, and making a sale down there. And while he was waiting to have this meeting with who was the buyer, he picked up this booklet that was from Jefferson City, and they had a program about life skills for adults. And Terry got reading this thing. He said, "This is really quite interesting." And so he asked, "Can I have that guy?" I said, "Sure, take it away. It's yours." So the Sunday comes along, and Barry and him are talking after church service, and we're down having a coffee, and this topic came up. Barry said, "I've got to come up with this program, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm looking for some ideas." And Terry says, "Well, I might have something that might be useful." He said, "I got this stuff on life skills, and it's for adults." And he said, I've actually gone to Lambton College and asked if I might be able to teach this as part of a futures program that Dee Cox was heavily involved in. She was the curriculum writer and organizer for that particular program. So Terry says, "Listen," he said, "the program that I've got is for adults. I wonder if Dee got involved in this. She could write the curriculum and dummy it down a little bit to the younger people that would be more appropriate for them." I'm not saying that they're dummies, it's just dumbing it down. But anyway, that's how it all started. The three of them, Terry, Dee, and Barry, worked together to kind of put this package together. We quickly tried to assemble a board, and I got involved in it at that time. I was trying to think who was on the board. I know we had a few people that were from probation that sat on it. We had Barry representing the police department, and it was just a couple people from our church that were involved and became actively involved. And so that's how we began. And we thought, okay, where are we got the curriculum now, it looks appropriate. Need a place where we're going to run this. Where are we going to do this at? I happened to be the vice principal at St. Clair at that time, Great Lakes. And I said, I think I can get us a room. We'll run it at night. And so Terry says, well, if you can do that, he says, I'd be quite willing to teach the program. He said, I've been doing it out at the college and I feel quite comfortable with the material, so we'll start with that. And so made the arrangements, got permission to do that. He had a big class. I think Terry had 20 or 25 guys in the class. No girls, all guys. And after about an hour of listening to Terry, who was like a British bulldog, he had that British accent. I think you could grab his jowls and he was like a dog. But Terry's a great guy. So he said, well, I think I've been talking for now. Listen, why don't we take a break right now? If anybody has to have a smoke break, you're welcome to go out and do that. We'll start again in 10 minutes. Well, 2/3 of the class never came back. So that became one of the first rules when we're setting our policies. Don't give smoke breaks at all. So I think until this day, I think there's some kind of control over that. So that's how this all began 40 years ago. Had no idea what was had. We had only one program, and you're going to hear from other people that it's kind of growing quite a bit. We had kind of one staff member for a little while, and that didn't work out. That person left. And Barry actually kind of took over an awful lot of the teaching that went on for a little while. Finances were trouble. Terry used to go to because he had connections to the valley. He would go and say, hey, we need some money. I got to get some money. And he would keep us going financially. We had no government support for this. United Way hadn't really got enough background that we could get help from United Way. But so we started out, it was what we're going to do this week or this month, or we got enough money to do this or that. And so it began. And it was an exciting time. But the excitement comes behind what's in our community. And this has been a community success story. And you're going to hear a little bit more about it. But I can remember when Mary Ellen was our executive director at that time, of winning the Donner Awards year after year after. It was actually kind of embarrassing. It was, you couldn't win the national award every year. You could win it every other year. So we won our category every year. There were 9 categories. And we won it, and sometimes we won twice in the same year for other parts of what we applied for. 18,000 applicants apparently at one time had submitted, and it was a blind assessment. You couldn't say who you were. You couldn't have any of that information in there that would indicate where it came from. So Mary Ellen was pretty good with the writing, I think, and did a super job, because year after year we would win these awards. And actually the embarrassment came at a point that we, partway through on the board, we're planning out, well, we'll win the national this year, so that will give us, I think, $20,000 that we'll get from them for that, or 10, I don't even know what the amount was, but that was the big pot. And then every year you got your one pot, which would be $5,000 or $10,000. I don't know what the numbers were, but we were building it into our budget. So I don't think that was appropriate. But anyway, it was a tremendous success, and to see what has happened over my involvement, and I left Rebound in 2014, and I followed Ray, left the year before me, and we kind of decided maybe it's time for some young ideas to come in here. We were old guys and needed to have a change, so it was kind of neat to see what has happened, how the franchises have been successful, reaching out across the province and beyond. I look in this room and I see lots of people who have been volunteers, key people on boards and coaches on tables and helping out all over the place whenever we had an event. And even right back to the galas that we were on, it was just spectacular. Well, what a credit to see this happen. And I was thinking where I was going to start with, when I was preparing for this, it's kind of like having a child and watching the child grow and grow and grow and mature and be successful. And that's due to the community. It really is. The unbelievable support of Rebound is just spectacular. And I think the Margaret Mead statement, it takes a village, a whole village, to raise up a child, I think it's so true in this day and age. And Rebound has been one of those agencies, I think, that has really fulfilled that mandate. I think that adage that Margaret Mead had certainly done. I see Betty's here today, sitting at the back, and Tim, her son, has been actively involved with Rebound as well. So, but Barry and Betty were our closest friends for a long time. Barry is one of the first people I met when I moved from Chatham to Sarnia. Probably the day of, I moved in the middle of November. But anyway, we have had such close contact with them. Big loss. All three of our founders are gone, but what a foundation they have left for our community, and it's still growing. And I'm just so proud to be associated with it. So thank you for listening and giving me a little bit more than 2 minutes.
Did you negotiate a little extra time with the rest of the panel? Can I borrow a minute from you? Can I borrow a minute from you? Thank you very much, Dawn. Wonderful words, kind words, and lots of great memories. I'd like to invite our president of the board, Megan Riel Smith, please, to come up and share remarks.
All right, well, I think I should start by saying that thanks for having me follow up this lineup. Thank you very much. Really, honestly, I just want to start by saying how honored I am to be here today as the president of the board. It's really been a great privilege to be part of Rebound for the past 6 years, and being here today with you all to celebrate this huge milestone is really just the icing on the cake. And I was told there's cupcakes, so have to hug. Looking forward to that part too. So over the last 40 years, Rebound has advocated and exemplified the belief that young people are equal partners in our community. We are intentional in our engagement with youth. We want to hear their voices. We want them to be heard, we want them to be valued, and we want them to be impactful. When youth get involved, they bring new perspectives that shape how our community can support their growth and their development. Our community continues to become more vibrant and become truly enriched by the engagement of our youth and building strong relationships with them. So in 40 years, we've positively impacted more than 40,000 children, youth, and families. And this really wouldn't be possible without the steadfast dedication of our founders and their families, our executive directors, past and present, staff, volunteers, and the incredible support from all of you since we've opened our doors. And trust me when I say we have no plans of slowing down. As we embrace the stories and personal journeys that have shaped Rebound over these past 40 years, let's also get excited for the many youth we have yet to meet. Our Rebound community is making a real difference in the lives of our young people every day, and being part of the 40th anniversary is the gift that keeps on giving for all of us and our community. Thank you all for being here today and taking a moment to celebrate the heartfelt work that truly everyone in this building has been doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Megan. I'd like to invite our Executive Director, Michelle Holbrook, to share words and welcome.
Thank you. Wow, what a remarkable occasion this is as we gather to celebrate 40 years of Rebound. This milestone isn't just a number though. It represents 4 decades of dedication, passion, and commitment to making a difference in our community. You've heard the stories about being homegrown. When Rebound was founded in 1984, it started with a simple vision, and it was to help youth. Over the years, that vision has just grown and evolved, but the core of it has always remained the same, to help youth. I did want to take a minute to recognize the countless individuals who've contributed to our journey. All of you in this room, in the hallway. From our dedicated staff, we truly have the absolute best staff team in the entire universe. Our volunteers are second to none. There's some in this room who've been doing it over 30 years, 40 since we began, some brand new. We appreciate you. Our generous donors and partners, which you've heard, like there was a time when Rebound almost didn't exist because of finances, but people stepped up. Each of you have played a vital role in shaping who we are today. Your hard work and unwavering belief in our mission have created real change and transformed lives. I would like to take a moment to honor the years of governance and leadership that have paved the way for us to be here today. If I could ask all past and present board members to raise your hand. Wow. These exceptional volunteers whose dedication and vision have been instrumental in shaping and advancing our agency was all through volunteering. We appreciate you. Next, I want to recognize the previous executive directors that have shaped Rebound. Without them, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today. I have also had the absolute privilege of working under each of their leadership over the years, and that has significantly contributed to the leader that I am. So first, I'd like to recognize Mary Ellen Warren. Mary Ellen was the ED who initially secured our very first Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services funding, which was our EJM. She orchestrated the capital campaign and moved to this building 15 years ago, the Dow Center for Youth, which I've told many people when we moved in, I was like, we're never gonna fill this space. And now, I need another one. She also started our member agencies, where you've heard today that we're across the province, also the provincially known Ministry of Health Choices program. A lot of people don't know this, but we're also international, and we have a program in Australia, which is pretty cool. Terry Thomas Van Oss, I feel like is around here somewhere. Terry started our drop-in programs, our lounge, the conversations around the hub. She significantly increased Rebound's program evaluation and introduced youth engagement to Rebound, which is an absolute pillar of who we are today. Thank you, Terry. Next is Carrie McEachran. Carrie was the leader when we opened the hub. She cultivated the partnership with the county for a housing worker at Ohana Landing, and the biggest job of all is she survived the global pandemic. Yes. So as we reflect on the past, and we've heard that we originally started through youth justice, and we had a lot of police referrals, I really encourage all of you to go out into the community and remind people that we're also beyond that. We are steadfast in everything that we do for our policing partners and our EJM, but we are for all youth. Every single youth between ages of 8 and 24 are welcome in these doors. So while we celebrate our achievements, we are reminded of our challenges that still lie ahead. Our commitment to youth and our community is as strong as ever, and together we will continue to advocate, educate, and empower those we serve. So thank you, truly and deeply thank you for being part of our journey. Here's to the next 40 years of making a difference together.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, a few things, and we're just about close to wrapping it up. Yes. I'd like to share kind of your journey through the building today. My other career was in tourism, so I know all about travel and tourism and guiding you in the right direction. So, Rebound's current programs are in room A, and I encourage everyone to visit all the rooms and engage with our staff. They're all these good-looking, friendly humans with tags on them. Everybody hold up their tag, please. Oh, there you go. Lots of them, and more in the hallway as well. So they'll be around, they'll circulate and share program information with you and stories and answer any questions you might have. A walk down memory lane is in room B, so please visit there. Refreshments are in this room, of course. Everyone, including all our dignitaries, we want to see at the photo booth in the front lobby to have your pictures taken. In the north wing, so if you go back to the front lobby and go north, is where Rebound Rocks will be performing. You'll hear them. If you get lost, just keep listening to the great music and you'll find that spot. Also, we invite you to visit the Hub, which is just across the parking lot. And cupcakes and coffee are over there, and the staff will be there to share the Hub program information with you and give you a tour as well. A couple other little things. There's a ballot box at the front table, and we're having a draw for 2 tickets to our dinner at Hogwarts, and that is next Saturday night, a week from today, and it's sold out. So those are hot tickets to try to get. Last thing, I'd like to thank our committee, the organizing committee for the open house. It's a great team to work with, lots of dedication and great creative ideas, and I was a part of that as a new staff member, and I appreciated all the support, and thank you to that team. And that is it. Thank you for coming, and we're going to do a group photo of our invited guests, and Brooke will take care of that for us. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the afternoon.